Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the rooms. And alright, let's play and rant about Asphalt 8 for a little bit. So in this video I do want to do a little bit of gameplay because in the past couple of videos I've really been focusing a lot in complaining and ranting about the things that I dislike about the game right now. And granted, there's a lot to be ranting about to dislike. Oh shit, sorry buddy. Well, it's a Veyron. Veyron always knock everybody else, so I think it's just karma. Did I knock someone else down? I think I saw the screen going darker as if I had knocked someone else. Oh well, see, karma hit me right back. But yeah, so there's a lot to be angry about in regards to the game, and we're going to be talking about that a little later. But for now, let's just start it up in a slightly, lighter mood, doing something else, because I do enjoy playing the game, what can I say? And yeah, so a little bit of Master Season using my SVJ. I love my SVJ, so why not use it? It's too sad that I don't... Oh, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Oh, hello. It's kind of sad that I don't get to use this anywhere else. I mean, I can pit it in the regular multiplayer season. I can pit it against the 1860 cars as usual, but that is, not gonna work well for this car because it's 40 rank under all of them. So that reflects on speed, that reflects on acceleration, that reflects on a bunch of things. But hey, whatever. I got a second place. I did beat the Faraday, I did beat another Faraday, and I beat a Batista. All of them triple boosted. Probably some random shit happened in the race, but hey, I'll take it. The Vel 16, look at it, going strong. Even though the start of this race is actually kind of tough, but hey, glad to see the Vel doing well. So yeah, SBJ for this is I think the 4th race total that I do in this league. I mean in this multiplayer season. So this is why I'm bringing the SBJ. It's early, it's a good moment because it has some chance. Later on when you're in higher leagues, you get more experienced players, so you don't have as much of a chance to have decent results like I have right now. Oh dude, get out of the way! Jesus. But yeah, so in this video, like I said, we're gonna do a little bit of gameplay for sure, but I'm also gonna return into talking about the issues of the game. You know that in the previous video that I did, I was talking about the inflation, and actually there were a couple of things that I forgot to mention in that video because again, if I covered every single thing that I wanted to talk about in those videos, they would have been like an hour long, and they were already long enough, so that's why I try to split them up a little bit, but I did forget to mention a couple more things in regards to the inflation. In case you didn't watch that video, I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I meant with the inflation. Is the fact that, there's 3 distinct ages in this year for the game. There were the old times, which is when we did not have ads for fusion coins and the prices were what they have been for a long time. Then we had the golden fusion, the golden age of fusion coins, which is when we got the ads for fusion coins and oh come on man, really? The golden age of fusion coins is when we got the ads and you could get 100,000 fusion coins daily thanks to that, and that was beautiful times because all the prices of the cars and all of that remained the same. And the present, hold on, what did I beat? I almost beat this guy but somehow managed to push me. Well, no, it was triple boosted, but hey, I'll take it. And yeah, the current day where everything is super expensive. So when I was talking about the inflation in the previous video, I was talking about how overall, when you compare the old times to current times, it's not very different in regards to how many fusion coins you can get. Yeah, the numbers are different, but the proportions are similar. In fact, we have it ever so slightly better in regards to the fusion coins. That was the first rant that I did. The second rant, however, I focused in talking about how the inflation was uneven, and now the problem was not the fusion coins. Like I said, we are almost at the same place where we were before the golden age of fusion coins, so there's no big difference there. The difference lies on the parts that you need in order to upgrade a car. That's why I titled something like the problem is not the fusion coins, but the parts for the car. Because you need so many now, it's absolutely absurd. But yeah, so that is what I was saying about it's an uneven inflation because the prices inflated, the currency lost a lot of value because of the inflation, but you also get a lot of currency, which is what happens. Oh, come on, really? That wasn't even a knockdown. How did I wreck there? Anyway. You know, like in real life, when there's crazy inflation, every dollar suddenly is worth less. So now $1,000 can buy the same thing that $500 could buy before, right? Because of inflation. I mean, not to that rate, but I hope you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, that was inflation, but it didn't affect the earning of parts. Granted, Gameloft did add the roulette for parts, the ad roulette to get parts, but it's still nowhere near enough of what you require in order to upgrade cars, now that every single car became a hybrid and every single car requires a stupid amount of parts in order to upgrade, even if they're bad cars. I made a case as to how somebody that doesn't know any better is going to spend the better part of a couple of months trying to get all the parts and all of the fusion coins needed to upgrade this one car, and it turns out that it's a bad car. So it's an absolute waste. Now, I also said that I'm not sure if this is an oversight by Gameloft or it was intended to create this stupid shortage. But it is what it is. That's what we have now. And I said, like, I don't know if it's just a straight up greed on wanting people to pay more, or if it's really that they didn't quite calculate what they were doing. Oh shit, I forgot to look at the list. Oh well. So that kind of gives you the idea of the inflation, right? So now what I want to talk about is still this inflation, but like I said, something that I forgot to mention in the previous video, and that is the price for buying parts. Because at some point they introduced both the multiplayer store and the fusion, the gauntlet store. Now here's where we're gonna go into numbers again. I don't have a spreadsheet. I'm just gonna give you simple numbers. But here we go. This is a store where you can also buy parts. You can buy, obviously, depending on the rarity of the part, is how many of them you can buy. I haven't bought any, I don't think, so this is my numbers, but this is because I'm like a VIP 10 or something, I don't know what. So that's why. If you are not VIP, it will show you even less. But hey. So anyway, what I'm talking here about is the price of the parts in the currency that you acquire versus the new requirements. Because this is another part where the inflation, you know, it's very uneven. This hasn't changed since it was introduced. And we're going to talk about class S, but you can see that the difference in each one of the classes on the price is not all that much. Well, it's 100 obviously, and this is going to cost 3 times as much as this, but I think you will get a pretty good idea. And also because for classes it's pretty round numbers, so it's kind of easy to figure it out. So before, and by the way, I have 128,000, almost 129, because I've been saving this for quite a while, because I thought at some point, hey, maybe I'll need them in the future, so I'll save them. Right now that I don't need them, I'll just have them. Well, you know, this is kind of a bad thing to do in this game, because the moment you start hoarding on something and Gameloft catches the drift on the fact that people are hoarding currencies, that is when Gameloft attacks, and that's exactly what happened over here. Right now, the 129,000 almost that I have, they were pretty good before. Now they're almost useless, and not because this price changes, but because the requirements have changed. So, you know, let's talk about the Centenario before these new updates. The Centenario, you would require, what, 4 million credits in order to take it to max. That's not a problem, because credits, you know, you can get them without an issue, and there's nothing else really to spend them on. And then you needed 15 of these parts. So, all right, how about we actually do a little bit of math over here? So that would be 15 times, what is it, 600. So you needed 9,000 of these coins in order to get all the parts that you needed from this. So it's 15 of this, 15 of that, 15 of this, 15 of that, 60 of this, and 60 of that. So that makes it, let's see. Okay, again, it's gonna be 15 drivetrains plus another 15 of exhaust plus 15 of those things plus another 15 of that, plus 60 engines, techs, and another 60 engines. And there you go, you needed 180 parts times 600 that each one of these parts would cost. You get that you needed 108,000 to buy all the parts that you needed in order to pro the Centenario. 108,000 is still a lot because, like I said, I've been saving this for months, and you see I have enough to buy them and have a little bit left. So, all right, grinding for several months to buy that, it's okay, you know, it's not great, but at least you could do it. However, now that the times have changed, guess what? Now you need, again, just looking at this to make it very visual, you're gonna need 55 of this. You're gonna need 55 of that. You're gonna need 55 of this. Another 55 of that. You're gonna need 60 of this. And another 60 of this other one. How many is that? 340 times 600 of these coins that it cost. 204,000 just to buy these parts. But that's not all. Remember that because they're hybrid, they also need kits. Well, you cannot buy the kits per se. They sell kits only for a few cars. Instead, what you need to do is buy wild cards. And here it is, the wild card. And by the way, they only sell you 5. Let's remember that you need 160, but they only sell you 5. But so 160 that you need times 2,500 that each one of them cost. That's 400,000 plus the 204 that you needed for the gold parts. 604,000 in order to buy the parts that you require. Granted, the game doesn't expect you to just buy everything up here, but this gives you a really good idea of how much the inflation created a difference. Where I could buy all of the parts that I needed to upgrade the car and have a little bit left with what I have, with what I've been grinding for, like I said, I don't know how many, some months, I don't know, 3-4 months, something like that. Where I could buy all the parts that I needed. Now, I don't even have a third. In fact, I have a little over 15% of what I need. That's... You see how this is absolutely insane? These prices that they're giving, it's nonsense. Now, if we're want to talk about also numbers like this. Oh, and by the way, and how many of these coins you can get, in case you didn't know? Well, let's do the quick math. Right now, I'm in Elite League, and this is where you get the most rewards, because obviously, if you're in just Amateur League, you get 30 of these coins, or 30 in Challenger, 50 in Pro, Champion 55, Elite. I'm counting it as the highest. 60 on the first, then you get 90, that's 150, plus 120, that's 270, plus 150, 370, 420, nice. 420 plus 180, 600. You get 600 of this a day. 600. You're saying that in a day, I get just enough to buy one single card of this. One. So that means I need 55 days in order to buy all of the drive trains that I need. And of course, I still need all the other parts. So this is gonna take me literally 340 days, a year, almost a year, just to get the parts that I need. But again, that's just the parts. I'm not even talking about this. You see how this is absolutely stupid? Granted, there's 2 multiplayer. So if you do your 10 races in this one and then you do your 10 races in here, assuming you're already where you can collect this reward, alright, then it's not a year. It's only 6 months to buy those parts. But again, we still haven't gotten the kits. You see how this is absolutely insane? Let's talk about the Gauntlet store. In the Gauntlet store, the prices are different, completely different. They seem to be cheaper, but over here, they cost this specific currency. I have 11,000. The fact that I have 11,000 and I have 10 times as much in the other currency, that kind of tells you that this currency is even harder to get. And how hard is it to get? Well, you don't get any of this daily. You only get this currency by finishing the season and seeing what you got, which placement you got. Normally in my Gauntlet, I end up somewhere around here, in 60 all the way to around here, 100 and some. So I can get 150 a week, or maybe if it goes well, 340. Still 340 a week. You can buy some parts with that, but it's still definitely not enough. 340, and how much is it the golden parts? 30. So that means in a week I can buy about 10 parts of this, of the golden one, and half of that for the wild cards. You see how this is absolutely insane? It's ridiculous, and this is what I was talking about, the fact that the currency did not, the inflation hit all sorts of weird, and this became completely useless. Now, that's not all that I want to talk about. I want to talk about how Gameloft Just missed out on me spending, I don't know, maybe $20 in the game, maybe? How is that? Well, there's a new festival. The festival for the... What was the previous one? I already forgot. The... See, I care so little that I don't even remember what was the last festival. Was it the one for the Ferrari? No, that was before. Oh, the one for the Aston Martin. Yeah, I didn't care. So yeah, that one just finished and this one just started. It's a sort of a rerun of the McLaren Elba Festival. And I say sort of because it's not the exact same festival. The very first thing to notice is the fact that they have returned to the sort of oldish style of festival. If you remember, for the past 3-4 festivals, it has been a peculiar case where they offer you one single purchase. I mean, you have to buy the premium for $10. This is $10 in my local currency, and $10 to get access to the premium rewards. And there was nothing on the free rewards, nothing useful, no car really. So yeah, if you wanted the car, you need to pay $10. But also you could go into more coins or just the store in the regular store, and they would give you an offer for another $10 to buy the around 1,300 coins that you needed to reach tier 25 and get all of the rewards. That was the model for the past I don't know how many festivals. This festival is not like that. They return to the type of festival that requires you to buy a lot of these $1 packs in order to try to maximize it, or they offer you the $50 pack with 900 festival coins, which is still not enough to get you to tier 25. Don't make this mistake, it's not. But they offer you this now. Why? Because probably they realized that they were just not making any money because nobody was all that interested in buying the reaching tier 25 for $10. So instead, they sell you this. Does this work better for them? I have no idea. I guess it does, because the fact that they returned to this type of festival tells me that the previous one didn't work. What a surprise. So, what is the problem with this festival? Well, there's still no free car. I don't believe so. No, there's no free car. All of them are premium. But here's what I said that Gameloft just lost money from me. Because if this festival, not this festival, if this system of upgrading wasn't here, I would have considered going premium for this. Why? Again, the Elva, I actually already have that car, so I would not get this car, but I actually am interested in getting this one. I like this one because of the huge wing. I don't have the Senna. I love it because of the huge wing. The speed tail, it's all right. I don't have it. I wouldn't mind getting it. And, you know, if I could, I couldn't. But if I could, I would love to also get the F1. So these are cars that I would be interested on. Probably just by regular means, I would be able to at least get the Senna and get the GT3. Maybe if things go well, maybe I could even get the speed tail. This, I would be willing to pay a little bit of money in order to get the $10. I would go for it. Even though I already have the Elba, I would go for it just for the sake of getting these cars. But guess what, Gameloft? Because you changed how to upgrade these cars, I know that I'm never gonna be able to upgrade these cars. I either upgrade this or upgrade other stuff, and honestly right now I'm completely uninterested on upgrading anything except the cars that are close to the cars that I have that are close to Pro. Those are the only ones that I'm gonna be interested in upgrading just for the sake of having them. But any other car that I have as stock, like I would be getting these cars as stock, I'm not interested at all in upgrading them because you have made this so extremely difficult to do that I have zero incentive to do it. Gameloft, when you have cars that you can somewhat upgrade at a decent and steady pace, I'm interested in doing it, which is exactly what happened during the golden age of fusion coins. In fact, that was maybe even a little bit too giving. I mean, granted, it was great for all the players, but you know, when we have a lot of opportunities to upgrade our cars, we want to have more cars and you want to experiment. And it's like, oh wow, you know what? I could actually get this that I kind of like. I like this car too, and this other one, wow. And I want to upgrade them. All right, let's do it. I'll pay you the $10 to get these cars. Fuck it. But now that you have made it so extremely difficult, I'm not interested at all. And granted, I know that I'm coming from the place of a paying customer. I know that a lot of you guys that are watching this are not paying for premiums and all of that. And you probably, much like myself, are upset that we're not getting a free car at all. But I think that's completely gone for the time being. Who knows for how long? They're not going to be giving free cars. But let's be honest. As much as Gameloft supports a big part of this business by the ads part of the business that a lot of free players do, including myself, watch a bunch of ads in order to get whatever you get from watching them. Also, you know, Gameloft need actual cash in their pockets, and that is where paying customers like myself, you know, chime in by paying, oh, $10 here, and I don't know, if you get 1,000 people paying $10, you get $10,000. If you get 100,000 people paying $10, you got $1 million. So I don't know. I don't want to say that everybody thinks the way I do, but I definitely am not interested in getting this. So that's $10 that you already lost, Gameloft, because I want these cars. Yes. Was I willing to pay for them? Yeah. Am I willing to pay for them now, given how extremely difficult you made it? No. And thus, you have lost that money from me. Same thing over here, and I talked this in the previous video where I was talking about the inflation. This used to be a decent deal for $10. When it's for 50% off, $5, was a fantastic deal. 1.8 million in the old times was a lot. You know, it was half of what you needed to upgrade your Centenario. For $5, granted you have to wait a month and claim this stuff daily. Yeah, but still for $5 it was okay. Now, this is not even 20% to upgrade my Centenario or any of my S-Class cars for that matter. Is this worth $10? No. Will I spend them? No. That's another $10 or $5 that you lost from me, Gameloft. And this extends to just about every single festival that is going to be coming out. There's one exception, and you guys know which that exception is for me. But I'm just saying this in case Gameloft is ever watching this. You know, overall, all of these festivals, it's more enticing to me, honestly, this festival than the previous one, where there was only one single car to be acquired. This car that has more, this festival that has more cars seems like a much more worth deal to me for the $10. But like I said, now, thanks to this stupid upgrade system, then I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. And I have a bunch of parts now laying on my inventory, and I have no idea what to do with them. I'll probably just save them and start upgrading, like I said, cars that I have close to getting to pro, just because those are basically my last projects to work on. Other than that, I'm not going to be working on upgrading all of that. And I'm going to become a passive player. Not a passive player, but a non-spender in the game. I really don't have an incentive to spend in the game right now. And again, I know that for you guys that are free to play and are watching this, at this point I'm talking alien to you, because you're like, well, I've never spent on the game, so why does this matter to me? But this video is honestly more aimed at Gameloft, to make them understand, at least from my point of view, why I am going from a person that used to spend on this game to a person that is not gonna spend. Because I don't care for the cars that you bring. I don't care that it's a new fancy car. That Aston Martin of the previous festival, it looked cool. And I would have been willing to pay maybe the $10. Yeah, maybe. Had you given me a few more cars over there in the festival, I was very likely to buy it. But because it's this entire upgrade system, I'm not interested anymore. And because all of like I said, the problem is not the fusion coins alone. The problem is this extreme requirement of parts that you did for every single car. And now the fact that the rewards are just equally as, I'm not gonna say bad. They weren't bad at the time. They're bad now. The rewards remain the same in multiplayer rewards, the gauntlet rewards, all of this. So Gameloft, if you ever for some reason happen to listen to this, I want to say it from the bottom of my heart. I'm not trying to be the beggar, like, oh my god, make everything free. No, that's not my position. But seriously, I do mean this. This that you're offering is not enticing to me at all. And I would imagine that a lot of people are like me. Why would I spend money in getting all of this stuff if I'm not gonna be able to upgrade it, or upgrade it so goddamn slow that it's not worth my time? Wanna know what else Gameloft did? This is to the players. They did add this and expect me to pay $1 to buy a single upgrade for Class D. $1 for one upgrade. Oh, don't worry. They give you a better offer though. $5 for 7 upgrades. How about that? Oh no. They make it better. $10 for 15 upgrades of Class D. How many upgrades do you need in order to pro a car in Class D? 40. That means I would need to spend $30 to upgrade a Class D car. Class D. What is Gameloft thinking? I don't believe anybody's gonna buy that. And for the love of God, please, people, don't buy this. It's an absolute scam. This time, I've always been conservative about using the word scam, but this is borderline that. You know, seriously, it's absolutely insane to me that they're doing this. And in Class D, was this Class S, and was this a fifth of this price? I would maybe consider it. You know, 20 cents for one upgrade. That means that I'm gonna have to spend what? For 10, that would be $2. You know, I would even go for 50 cents. Let's go for 50 cents. 50 cents for one upgrade of class. Maybe I would consider it. Maybe if I was really desperate. But come on, a Class D for $1? I'm trying to be respectful to Gameloft, but seriously, fuck off. Fuck right off. So as you can see, I'm so worked up about this whole thing. I don't think I will stop being worked up about this, but I think this will be probably the last proper rant that I'm doing on this, unless Gameloft comes up with more dumbass shenanigans on how they want to monetize their player base without realizing that all they're doing is alienating them. But yeah. So I am sort of curious to try a new account from the start account to kind of see where you're gonna now find the paywall. You know, where's the game gonna stop you? Because like I said before, it's kind of easy currently to upgrade cars in Class D because they added the watching ads to upgrade them, which is honestly a good thing that they did. I don't know if I have a car that can do that right now, but yeah, probably I do. I must have something that can be. Oh, probably the Euros. No, the Euros cannot be upgraded with ads. Oh well. But yeah, imagine that. Watch an ad or pay $1 to upgrade it. It's nonsense. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how difficult would it be. Yeah, probably this one. Not even this one. Jesus Christ. How difficult it would be to for a new player. I know that what Gameloft has been focusing in doing is making the new player experience, and this is something that I've seen some people talk about, but I don't think they focus this in the way that I do, at least. I'm not saying that I'm right, but to me it seems the case that Gameloft is more happy to get new players attracted to the game, because obviously new players means more possible spenders versus old players who have already spent and maybe they're catching up like myself to their shenanigans and they're not willing to spend. But a new player, probably the experience is alright because they can upgrade the cars with ads. So, and the starter cars, a lot of the starter cars you can upgrade with ads, and you can get a pretty decent car through that alone. Like, this, right, the Dodge Dart should be upgradable with ads. Yeah, there we go. Now that they made it to have, oh, actually, you know what? They kept it at 7. Alright, well, whatever. You can watch an ad to upgrade it. So new players can pro this car without problems watching ads in a matter of a couple of days, and then they suddenly have a relatively decent, even though it's a very slow, but a relatively decent car to start doing multiplayer. So I think that is the business of Gameloft right now, getting the new players, giving them options to upgrade the cars, get a decent car for multiplayer in Class D, but from there onwards, it's impossible to progress, or that's the way it looks to me. I don't know if I'm right, that's why I'm kind of curious to try a new account, but to be honest, I don't think I have the patience to go through with the BS that Gameloft is pulling with all of this, so I don't believe I'm going to be trying that, because, come on, I'm honestly losing interest on the game. I'm not saying that I'm going to quit the game. I'm probably going to continue playing the game because I have a bunch of cars at Pro that are still going to be competitive, and I'm going to play with them for as long as I can. But as far as, like I said, spending in the game and trying the new stuff and all of that, I'm rather disenchanted with the game. And I think that is the general feeling by a lot of people. So there we go. At least we got 3 races at the beginning of the video. The rest was, again, me ranting. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed this, why don't you hit the like button? If you disliked it, also hit that button. Why not? Tell me in the comments what you think about what I talked about here today. Are you a spender? Do you feel the same way as I do on maybe thinking that perhaps this festival could have been interesting for the cars, but because they're so difficult to upgrade now, it's completely useless, uninteresting? I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you think. Well, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Don't spend in the game. Bye-bye.